Hello everyone, welcome to this special video class on clave rhythms. My name's AJ Block, I'm the director of Dig Project, and I'm very excited to be bringing you this special class. First video I've done in a long time, so I hope you're ready to learn some rhythms from the Caribbean and originally from Africa. So we're going to look at claves today. Clave is a style of rhythm, and it's also the name for an instrument. An instrument that is two little sticks basically, and you clap them together like this, and it's really loud sound. Don't even need to mic it, and it can be heard in very large spaces. So they use this in the band to keep the rhythmic meter in a musical style called sewn. Sewn literally means rhythm in Spanish, and clave literally means key. So with the sewn clave, you have the rhythmic key. Now, sewn music is extremely influential in Latin music because out of sewn grew salsa and many other styles of contemporary Latin music. So understanding this clave, once you start to learn it, you're going to hear it everywhere. You already do hear it everywhere, especially in anything with a Latin flavor. I mean, if I just clap out the basic pattern of it, that may already sound familiar to you. So I created this worksheet for you. I really suggest you print it out, and I've got all the rhythms spelled out right here, and if you have this, you can follow along. So sewn, the typical instrumentation in this style of music is you'd have a singer, you'd have a guitarist, and or a tres player. Tres is a three-string guitar-like instrument, and then you'd have a percussion section. So you'd have congas, bongos, anything you would see in a Latin American or Latin jazz orchestra, Latin dance, salsa, cumbia, whatever. Any of those you would see in this style of music. So the clave is very important, and the clave can be played on claves, those little sticks. It can be played on a bell, it can be played on a wood block, it can be played on a drum, or if you're getting into world rhythm for didgeridoo, you can learn it on the didgeridoo, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to learn to apply all these rhythms onto the didgeridoo. So let's start. I'm going to grab my metronome. Here we go. And I'm using this little Korg metronome, which I got at a music shop for about $15. And let's see. So we're going to start with the 3-2 sewn clave. Before I even put the metronome on, let's just look at how it's broken down. You see the count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But really we have the ands in there. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the count. Now where are the notes? Well, the notes are on the big numbers, or the big ands. So 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's try that with the metronome. Alright, have the metronome at 120 beats per minute. And it's doing that special click every 4 beats. You hear it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now this is faster than I was just counting it, so let's try going down to 100. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Even that's a little fast. Let's go 80. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Here I go with the claps. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is the basic clap of the 2-3 clave. Notice if you took World Rhythms for Didgeridoo, our free class that came out recently, that the first bar of those 2 bars is the same as the tresillo rhythm. And the count on that one is essentially 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It doesn't show it here on this paper, but if you do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and da, 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 da. I actually put tresillo at the end of this worksheet, so if you want to go back and review, you can check it out. It's on page 2. So now I'm going to put that 3-2 sewn clave onto the didgeridoo. So I have my didge here. Got to make sure I'm warmed up. Make sure I have a really good tone. The rhythms are going to be so much easier if I'm actually getting a good tone on the instrument. If I try playing but with a really weak tone, it's going to be difficult. So I'll put the metronome back on and I'm going to do that same 3-2 clave pattern. Oh wait, that was tresillo. So I did tresillo twice. Here we go again. 3-2. So you see how it fits in? Now at a slow tempo, like I was just playing it, it doesn't sound too exciting, but let me speed this up to like 120 and you'll see how awesome it sounds on Didge. So I added quite a bit of extra flair and extra notes, but I want it to sound interesting. So on the Didge, this clave sounds very primitive. Sounds very dong 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 dong, and that gives it this amazing feel which you don't get with the sewn clave and any other instrument, which is why I love learning all these world rhythms on Didgeridoo. So let's go on to the next one. The next one is actually pretty much the same thing. It's the 2-3 sewn clave. So it's basically the 3-2 sewn clave turned around. So instead of da ka da da ka da da ka da da, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Da da chicka dong 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 chick dong dong chicka dong dong dong. All right. So let's try that with the metronome. Go back to 80 for the clapping practice. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Try it at 120 so you can hear it a little faster. get into the rumba clave. Put my metronome at 80. 3, 4, bop, 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 bop. Alright, so notice that the difference here is in the first bar, instead of clapping on 4, you clap on the upbeat after 4, or what we call the and of 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, chicka, 1, Try that again. Chicka, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3. So it has a more syncopated feel. There's more upbeat motion because of that one note shift that changes everything. Let's do it with the didge. Try it at 100. Alright, so that's the rumba clave. That's definitely more difficult if you haven't mastered sewn clave yet. I wouldn't even try rumba clave. Once you really understand the sewn clave, then go into rumba clave and it will take you to deeper places. So the last variation I want to talk about is the bossa nova clave. And bossa nova is a Brazilian style of music, but very much related because a lot of these rhythms came from Africa. So in origin, we can really trace everything back to Africa. There's arguments that these rhythms were developed in the Americas, in Brazil, in Cuba, wherever they were brought. But if you go back to Africa, it's pretty much all there in some form or another. So, bossa nova clave, what's different about this one? Well, the first bar is tresillo. It's that same 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 4, 1, and 4, 1, and 4, 1, and 4. The second bar is what's different now. Now, instead of doing 2 and 3 right on the beat, you have 2 and then and of 3. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, So it feels really different. If you couldn't hear it with my voice, listen now with the metronome. Here we go. 3, 4. Oh, I messed that up. Here we go again. Ba, da. One more time. 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and. Hard to hear slow. Let's try it. Let me clap it at 120. Oh, that was not it. Try again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so bossa nova. again, since we're moving a beat from a downbeat to an upbeat, which is beat 3 of the second bar, in sewn clave it would be on beat 3, but in this bossa nova clave we're doing it on the and of 3, getting more upbeat motion, more syncopation. To me it makes it more interesting. So let's try with the Didge. Go with 80 first, which is where I recommend you start. If 80 is too fast, start even slower. Here we go. Alright, so let's take it up to 100 with the Didge. Throwing in a lot of extra notes because it just makes it more interesting. I don't know, it's just what works for me. You guys want to hear it at 120? Let's see. Here's 120. So there you have it, clave rhythms, and there are so many more clave rhythms. This is just the beginning, so I hope you take these rhythms, really study them, just work on clapping them. If you play a drum, it's great to practice on a drum. You could even get a pair of claves, just a pair of sticks, drumsticks, any sticks you find on the ground out in nature, and just practice going da, 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 whatever it is. So again, the rest of the worksheet, we have the review of Tresillo, which you can read through and check out and practice. And thank you again for coming to this special class. It's been really fun, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you again. I'm AJ Block from Didge Project.